What's up, everyone? Platano here, and welcome back to another webisode on the Jowell Show. So I know the last webisode I've done, I was talking about with Facebook, with the Facebook memories and everything like that, and just pretty much just going revisiting it and everything like that, and just thinking like, what the hell was I talking about back then? What the hell was I saying? Why was I typing like this or whatever like that? And also, with some like stories, I should say, some stories that that just sparked, in my brain, everything. I was able to tell you guys that and everything. That was for the first part. So here we go with part two. But before I begin with reading some more of the memories on Facebook from my other phone, I wanted to go over the two stories I spoke about last week, and I want to kind of like reiterate on it, like explain a little bit more, because I actually left some stuff out, some details and everything with both stories. The ones with me and my former friend Yuki's falling out after what happened at Pathmark / Stop and Shop, and also the other story I had with high school, with the high school drama and stuff with me and Danny and a whole bunch of other people and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go over that again, and I mean, we're not really go over it again, but just kind of like just adding what I missed pretty much. So yeah, for you guys that haven't watched part one, for who's ever watching, watch part one, everything, because I honestly don't want to like repeat everything when it comes to the story from the first part. So I'm just gonna add on to what I was talking about. So first things first, with Yuki and me, with the falling out and everything, it was after what happened at Stop and Shop, Pathmark / Stop and Shop and everything, when he accused me of telling his business when he got fired and stuff like that, which I never did. I never did. They came to me and told me that and everything. But I know I spoke about in the first part, like how he had called me and everything like that, and what he said to me, and exactly, but I didn't know exactly some of the things he said. But now I actually remember more. Actually, when I thought about it, like after I did that last video and everything, and like the last couple of days, I was thinking about it, I was like, oh wait, there was some other things I missed out. And there was two more things one more thing I did say on the phone, I got to say before he hanged up and everything like that. So I'm gonna go over that again. So after everything that happened, he had called me after the incident, everything that happened, him getting fired and whatever like that. I haven't heard from him in a while and everything, because he was just like acting weird ever since that, after he got fired. He wasn't talking to nobody as much and whatever. So okay, whatever. I left it alone. He never like reached out to me, because we used to talk often and everything. He never told me anything, like I didn't know what was going on with him, so. And then that day when he called me, I was shocked to hear from him and everything. Like, oh, he's actually calling me. I wonder what happened. I guess he's gonna explain to me what happened at Pathmark, whatever, or what, So yeah, so I picked up and everything, and like I said in the first part, he had like that soft spoken voice or whatever, kind of like that Michael Jackson voice we always used to joke on him about. It's like Michael Jackson's voice with like a hint of femme. That's how we used to always joke on him about that. So yeah, so I picked up and everything. I was like, hello. And then he was like, yeah, that soft tone voice, like I said, like really, really soft spoken voice. He's like, yeah. And then I was like, then there's this quiet after a while after he said that. And after that, that little second of like delay, or pause, I should say, that 2 second pause, whatever, like that, after he said that, he was like, what the fuck? That's how he said it. He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. He's like, what the fuck you telling my business like that? That's exactly how he said, but he still had that soft-spoken voice, so it was kind of like, what the fuck you telling my business like that? And talking about me getting fired, all this stuff, and he was just going off on me and everything like that. And I was like, wow. I was just shocked. I was shocked. The way he just got like loud like that, like, what the fuck? But he still had that same voice, it didn't like, well, it still startled me and everything like that. But in a way, I still kind of like laughed in my head and everything, because like I don't really want to say anything bad, or like trying to like say I'm about making fun of him, because honestly, like I said, this stuff is like old, like they always say, just forgive but never forget. So this is something I'll never forget and everything like that. But I honestly, my head was kind of laughing, because I couldn't really take it. I mean, I took it serious, but it's like in a way you kind of like could laugh, because since like kind of like as if Michael Jackson was like arguing with you. That's how it kind of was like to me and everything like that, when he just got like loud and just started yelling like that and everything. And then after that, I remember I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then he was like, you know what I'm talking about? I tell my business for like that. And so like that's how he was saying it, whatever. Talking about me getting fired, all that stuff. And I like, what are you talking about? I never told anybody your business about getting fired. I don't know what you're talking about. That's all I was saying. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, like whatever. And after that, he's like, you know what? Goodbye. And then that's when he hanged up. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm getting the last laugh. So that's when I texted him and then said all that shit and everything like that. and that was it. He never responded to the text or whatever like that. You know, like I was like, how dare you disrespect me like that and all that shit, and how you come at me like that and cursing, yelling at me or whatever, and threatening me to why if you see me or whatever. Like, yeah, okay. You know, so that's what happened. That was that little part that I missed out because I wanted to kind of like reiterate it and everything like that. Like, if you know, it happened in the moment, you know, like not, I mean, not really happened in the moment, but like kind of like have it like as a play for you guys, you know, like to like like, you know, just go over it, whatever like that, for what happened that day and everything like that. So yeah, oh my god, it's already it's ready humid, you know, and it's hot today, but it's kind of like cool. It's humid again, and it's cool. Like, this is weird. The weather's so weird, especially in this house. Like I said, I already know outside is not even like this, but whatever. So, but I don't care. I want to do this video today because since I work tomorrow or whatever, so like, you know, let me just do the video, whatever. But yeah, so like pretty much like I was trying to explain what that is like, you know, just kind of like play it out for you guys with what happened back then, you know, the scenes or whatever and like that. So that's how it happened, you know. Maybe I'm missing out one more thing he must have said in the call, but I just know that's what it was. It was just about that, and he accused me of spreading his business, and then he hanged up. You know, and that's it. So I didn't really get a chance to say no much. And after that, that's when I had that long ass paragraph, like that essay, and I just sent that, and that was it. I felt good. So I'm like, yeah, don't disrespect me like that. And then he never responded to me ever since that, you know. And that's how we had that falling out, and then we started talking again like late 2019. And at one time, he hanged out in 2020 at the park, and that was it. After that, we just disappeared again, and we never spoke again. I'll leave it at that because, like I said, even if he was to try to repair things, it's not gonna be the same again. And I honestly, he's not somebody I would hang out with again, you know, because it's the way he is and everything like that, and all that stuff. Like, as this, it's not really because of that. Because, like I said, you can always forgive, but never forget. But it's still gonna be kind of awkward everything that's been that happened between us, and it's the way he is now and everything like that. So it's not the same as it was the first time. But so one more thing, then I'm gonna move on to the other story, and then I'm gonna quickly get on with some more of these Facebook memories, and I'll be here for part 2. So there was another incident that happened between me and him. Is after this happened, after we had our falling out when he cursed me out on the phone, and when I cursed him out through text, and that was it. So I remember Leslie. We always used to call him LJ and everything, because I was just like his nickname, whatever like that. You know, just call him LJ. And I think I had spoke about it in the part 1 where I knew him since high school, but I didn't really talk to him like that. I just talked to him here and there, but I didn't really talk to him like that. He wasn't somebody I was interested in hanging out with or talking to, you know, because I never really liked those like feminine dudes or whatever like that, and I still don't. You know, back then I was like, that was okay, kind of not, but now I just don't at all, you know. But he wasn't somebody I really talked to as much back then in high school. But we kind of got a little bit close outside of high school because of Yuki. Is why the reason why I was hanging out with him and stuff like that, you know. And he used to drive us around. Everything. He had a car, you know. That was before he moved. I think he went back to Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Maybe he's still here. I don't know. But you know, he since I had a falling out. It was before that actually. It was before the falling out we had. I know I mentioned that as well in part 1 where he changed. He changed a lot. Ever since he started talking more with LJ again, you know, Leslie and everything, they started hanging out, whatever like that. I didn't really hang with them because I didn't like that scene, you know, that scene with them. They just, especially LJ, I didn't like that scene. Like, you know, like how those typical gay dudes or whatever like that, and the shit they talk about, like, this is not for me, not for me. So that's why I really hanged out with them. But they just became buddy and everything like that, and it was talk about everything, always hanging out. And that's when I noticed he was kind of a little bit different. Like, you know, he wasn't really talking. I mean, he didn't really hang out as much with me as he did with him, because he finally found somebody who had something in common with. You know, they both pretty much was the same. You know, when it comes to like how typical gay guys are. You know, feminine gay guys are in the community and stuff like that, and the alphabet community as they call it now, and everything like that. And they all like to drink. They both like to drink and smoke and all that stuff. So Yuki was right at home with this type of people, you know. I wasn't like that because I didn't do that stuff, and I was not feminine or nothing like that. I wasn't into that scene. I didn't like that scene and everything like that. I didn't like those people who were in that scene, you know. So I was just a complete opposite of the people he liked to hang out with and everything like that. So that's the reason why he kind of distanced himself and started talking more and more to him, you know. So this is, like I said, it's before what happened with the falling out with me, the complete falling out with me and him after the after the Pathmark / Stop and Shop incident. So he would tell this guy everything. So he went ahead, like After what happened, he went ahead and told this guy all my business, LJ, like all like a lot of personal stuff I told him and everything like that, which things that I wasn't even comfortable talking about or that I felt bad for that happened to me in the past. And he told him about it. But first, before I get to that, you know, LJ did reach out to me um, at the time it happened, and he was like, "Oh, what happened? I heard that you guys not talking no more. This is not right. Like you shouldn't be doing that. We're like a family, whatever, like that, and whatever." And I told him I don't care because he disrespected me. He went off on me. He said all this shit to me when I didn't. And he accused me of something which I didn't do. After all these years I've known him and everything and hanging out with him, he was always close. People was always say like we was like two peas in a pod. It was the same thing with me and Joanne as well. People used to always say the same thing. He used to think that was my sister, and everything like that. And then look what happened with her too. But anyways, they thought we was like that close, like two peas in a pod, whatever like that. And for this to happen, it was just crazy, And I was shocked. So I told him, it's him. He's the problem. I didn't do anything wrong, whatever like that. So I don't know if he ever spoke to him about it, but I guess he just never. He didn't want to. He just left it at that. Yuki, he didn't want to try to fix things or whatever, and that's how we just stopped talking at the time. Until like I said, when later on in 2020 when we hanged out that one time and everything like that. So that's what happened after that. So then another thing he told me, actually no, I think it was that same day. Yeah, when we talked about that, he was telling me, Leslie was also telling me about how he went ahead because this is the incident that happened to me. I don't remember what year that was. That was a long time ago. I think that was the same year that we stopped talking, or maybe a year after, or maybe something like that. I don't remember. Where I used to like I know I mentioned plenty of times I used to use the dating apps or whatever, dating websites at the time, not dating apps, but more of the dating websites at the time. And I don't feel bad to talk about this stuff. I know some people, don't really want to talk about some personal things, especially live, where everyone wants to see, but I don't really mind stuff like this. This is like, like to me it's like a learning experience, So I feel like the things that go in my life and I talk about with you guys, for whoever's watching, I feel like is kind of like something to like educate you guys on or whatever, or you learn from it and maybe you won't make the same mistakes or whatever like I have in the past, my life. But there was a website, it was called Prove Myself. That was the website called. Yeah, that's what the website was called. Prove Myself. And it was a dating site that it was like more like for DL guys to find like DL like on the low guys or whatever, or guys who I still identify as straight or whatever like that, but on the low they're not, or the ones that are like, I still don't call them straight, but the ones that like they talk about like gay for pay or whatever like that, which to me, as long as you're doing it, as soon as you do that shit with a dude, you're not straight anymore. I don't care what you think, but they have those type of people on it, those type of guys or whatever. And I guess for me, I don't know how to act, because, I was finally, with that website, I was finally finding people that I was interested in, finding guys I was want, instead of the typical feminine dudes or whatever you find, that I found at the time on, Adam for Adam. Actually, no, I think this was still when I had Grindr too, I think. Yeah, I think this was the time as well. But it was much better than finding those type of typical dudes you see on there, like the typical feminine dudes or like just the bottoms or all the people I don't like, whatever like that. So it was good to finally find these type of people. So that's why I was mostly using that. And I used to talk to a lot of dudes on there. I think I only met like 2 off that website, by the way. I think they're still around, if I'm not mistaken. I think I went on it one time and I seen it was still around. I'm not 100% sure. I think the website is still around. So yeah, so I found this dude I was talking to on there. Don't remember his name honestly, but he lived not too far. He was kind of close or whatever. Like no, actually, I think he lived in Queens, somewhere in Woodhaven, something like that. So we was close and everything. We was talking, and I met him like twice, I think. So it was like a friend with benefits type of thing. But the thing was, it was for money, to do things or whatever like that. That's what he wanted. So that's something that I regret doing, the past or whatever like that, and being a fool. I like what's it? I met him like 2 or 3 times within the same day, but it was just for money because he said that he needed it for this and that. And I was being nice to help him out. It was only one. That same day we did do something. I remember that, but the other 2 times we met the same day was just because he needed money, whatever like that. All these bullshit stories. This at the time I was like super gullible, naive or whatever. I was still new to the scene, so I was still new to everything. I was still new to what happens, within the community. Not even with computers. This is how these guys are, especially download ones and whatever. I was new to those type of people. 'Cause I wasn't, that's not the type of people I used to get back then. So yes, I was new to all that stuff. So I didn't know any better. So I went ahead and did all this shit, and then I remember, I think it was the second or third time that same day. It wasn't a night. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me. I was so stupid to do something like that. But it was like around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I think it was. No. I think it was like 11, 10 or 11, 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., something like that. He wanted to meet up, talking about we can meet up. She said that if I have money again, something for he needed, and we can chill in the car or whatever, because his friend has a car or whatever like that, and things like that, and that his friend might be down to do stuff too, and all this stuff he was talking about. And I don't know what the hell I thought to do something like that. So I did go out, especially at that time of night, like it's New York City. But at that time it wasn't that crazy as it is now. Like now I would never do some shit like that. But yeah, I went to him and we met somewhere. I forgot where it was. No, actually I kinda remember where it was. It was in the shopping area, City Line, somewhere around there, I remember. And I went to the car or whatever. He rolled on the window for the money. And after that, he was like, "Oh, to come around to the other side, to open the door and come in." So as soon as I gave him the money and stuff like that, and I went around, I didn't go all the way around. I was just at the back of the car before I even got to turn around to the corner, to the right side of the door. That's when he sped off. His friend who was driving, because he was in the back, he was in the back of the car, the back seats, or whatever, and his friend is Jowell, like, just sped off or whatever like that, and left me there, and I was like, wow. I couldn't believe that. Couldn't believe that. I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And I was like so disappointed. I was like upset. I was thinking about even like reporting it, but I was like, I was gonna look like the fool if I was to report that, to the police or whatever like that. They're like, "It's your fault. Why'd you go ahead and do something like that? There's nothing they can do, especially if I don't have the license plates or whatever like that. It was night. I wasn't thinking like that." And I told Yuki all this stuff, all this personal stuff that happened to me, everything. And then he went back and told him, and I was upset. Like, I was pissed off. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe that he would go behind my back and tell somebody that just because he was mad at me, or like for something I didn't even do anyways. Like, he was mad at me for something I didn't even do. Like, you're accusing me of something I didn't do and telling your business. And you went back and you told LJ about all these stuff. And I was just furious, man. I was furious, guys. I was like, never again. Never again. I was thinking in my head, like, never again. I can't tell these people nothing. And that's when I was saying all this other stuff. Like, it's why, like, I can't really trust, like, these type of people. Like, when it comes to feminine gay guys, or, like, a lot of black dudes and stuff like that. I was just, like, mad. Because things like this is happening to me in the past with people I had before. And it was just tell my business and stuff like that. But not, like, this personal, though. Not this personal. But, it was just crazy. Like, I couldn't believe that. So I feel like it was something I just felt like I wanted to share. I don't even think I even told it to my close friend, but I just feel like talking about it, just to like, I don't know, this is something I want to talk about and just like share something. I guess you could say to share something personal, because I don't think I've ever shared anything personal about my life on here, as much as I have now, especially with that first part, the Facebook memories and stuff like that, and when I had to share these stories. So I just feel like it's something that I just wanted to talk about, and I don't know, just talk about it, letting you people know, like, this is how friends are, so-called friends, I should say, that you think that's close, that you think is family, brothers to you, whatever like that, or sisters to you, or whatever you want to call it, and this is the things you get. And also doing that shit, like, I know everyone's different. I know there's people out there that do like to give people money or whatever, or they'll receive money for sexual pleasure, whatever like that. If that's what you do, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm honestly, I'm not going to judge people. Back then, I would have judged people for that and stuff like that, and I have actually. And look at that, I was a victim of it, and everything like that. So if that's what you guys do, that's fine. There's no problem. It's your money. At the end of the day, it's your money. You spend it the way you want it. But I feel like with me, it wasn't. I mean, like, prostitution, kind of. That's how it kind of felt like in a way, and I don't like that type of stuff. That I'm completely against. Like, hell no. But this was more like a friend with benefits that's also asking for money. So I kind of don't really see it as that, but I kind of do see it as it, as a prostitute in a way, and it definitely is gay for pay. I know that, but it was more like a friend with benefits, but also somebody who was trying to like not really ask for money for that, but they're asking for money for some other excuse, like, oh, I need money for food or something like that. They're doing it in that sort of way, as opposed to a legit prostitute that actually does this as a business and actually saying that, oh, okay, if you want me to do this to you, I need this, you know. You know, you want me to when I do anal extra for that, double the amount for that, something like that, you know, or things like that. So that I think to me it was a little bit different, but it still kind of falls in that same category. But those type of people are more of not like they kind of like I should say it. Maybe they're kind of embarrassed, so when you say like ask for it in that way, for that manner, so they'll ask for it in something else when it isn't for that, you know. Like when I said with like for food or whatever like that, when it's not for that, they're using it for something else. But they just want to ask you for something because they don't want to do anything sexually if there's no money involved. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that's where I saw it as with him, and like a lot of other those dudes on there on Prove Myself, and a lot of other websites too. I've met a few of them, but it was mainly that one in particular. Actually, no, there was another one. Actually, there was another one. It was called Scout, which is the most recent one. I was using it fairly recent, but I just deleted it because it's way too many bots on that now. Way too many spam bots, fake profiles, you name it. Everything is on that shit. And I got too annoyed of it. Too annoyed of it. And I got tired of hitting up people that I thought was real, but it was fake. You know, there's spam bots everywhere. It's everywhere in that website, on that app. So I just had to delete it and everything like that. So that was the most recent dating app I would say that I've used. I was just curious to go on it, whatever like that, and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that story and everything. I know this video, damn. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to do a part 3. Actually, no, a part 2, because this is more of like adding on to part 1 with the story. So it's not even a part 2. So I'm gonna do part 2 for the Facebook memories for another time. You know, because since I didn't even tell the other story yet. But yeah, or maybe I'll just do like maybe 1 or 2. Maybe I don't know. It depends. But yeah, so you know that's what I want to talk about with that. You know, share that little story with you guys and everything because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's messed up. You know, when people who do things like that to you. You know, I'm talking about both ways. You know, like when a friend betrays you and talks shit about you or tells your business like that, and also an incident like that. You know, when somebody uses you in that way, plays you, and just takes money from you. I don't remember how much money was in total I gave him. Honestly, I don't remember. But I want to say the total was, I think, 100. I think it was 100. Sad to say. Still not much compared to other people who got scammed out of thousands of dollars or hundreds and hundreds. So it wasn't a big deal to me. It was just how everything happened. I was just shocked. I just couldn't believe it. You know, like I was played and scammed in that way. You know. So yeah. So that's the reason why I just wanted to share it. You know, and for you guys be careful. Guys, be careful, you know, especially meeting these people at these time of night. Like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking of doing that, especially here in New York or any of these other like crazy liberal states and shit like that. Like, especially you don't do this shit in Chicago or you know or California and Los Angeles or whatever at night. Don't do that stuff because you don't know who's who. You don't know what could have happened to me that night. I mean, I always think about like, damn, what could have happened to me that night coming out that coming out at that time, you know, to meet this guy in a car, like, you know. And with his friend in the car, who know what would have happened, like, you know. So I think about these stuff, and that's why, you know, these are things I will never do again, you know, and everything like that. That would definitely not pass me again to come out, you know, freaking 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. at night to meet nobody. Hell no. I don't care how you look. Could be the best looking, like perfect, down to a T type of guy I always wanted. I don't care. Like I'm not coming out of my house at that time, especially in this state. But because there's way too much crime here now. Like it's just ever since 2020. But yeah. So anyways, so let's move on. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys and everything that I missed out, and it just all came back. It just all came back to me and everything as I was thinking about that video and stuff like that. So the next one now is now to continue on with high school, the high school drama and everything with me and Danny and everything that happened between us and that after he knew that I liked him and how all the shit started and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not gonna go in detail on it because, you know, for you guys that don't know, you guys can just watch part 1 and you know what I'm talking about with everything when it comes to that. But in high school I had this group. I don't think I've talked about this. Maybe I have. But there was this groups we had. There was 2 factions. So this is how we used to do it. There was 2 factions in the group. This was back in 2007/8 dash 8. So yeah, it's from that time. So we had these two factions and everything like that. It was Team Spig versus LBP, which I was in. LBP is the group I was in, I should say. That stood for Los Banapantes, and we would go against each other. Maybe one day I'll just tell the full story about that and everything like that. But yeah, we had these two factions where, we were just like kind of these fake gang wars between each other and stuff like that. So yeah, so we were but we was friends, of course. It was just fake. So it was all an act. Some people in the school thought we was against each other, but we weren't, whatever like that. So yeah, so it was just us versus them and stuff like that. And yeah, they were cool, really cool people and everything like that. We was all close. We used to hang out often with like a family and everything like that. And the usual. Once after like most of the time, I should say, after high school, people would just disappear, or they'll talk a little bit, but then they'll just not talk, or they'll talk whenever they feel like it, or they'll just like respond like they don't not really interested or whatever. That's just, I don't know, it's just strange. A lot of these people, a lot of them I still have on Facebook, but we don't talk, but yeah, so we were cool and everything like that, and we became close and we had a lot of fun. I still miss those years. I think I mentioned already, I miss those years. Like I said, I don't think I spoke about the group and how how I joined it, how it how it became. Well, not really how it became a thing. I really don't know how it became a thing. I just know when I had joined it and what we used to do and stuff like that. But I don't know how it originated. I don't know who thought of the idea or whatever like that. So yeah, so I was just in the group. I was just in the group, and that's how I made a lot of new friends and stuff like that. And I was in the group with my nephew. His name was David, and so the story now is this is where it ties in now. So with what happened to me and Danny. So I mean, more of what happened. So yeah, so he used to yeah, I'm gonna go right to it. And I don't want to delay this because the video is already long enough. But with Danny, he used to, well, after, I should say, after the group he had, which was the pretty boy group, whatever, that we used to call them. I don't know what happened between them. He had stopped hanging out with them, and he had a new group, whatever like that. And no, I think he had one person from that group with them. I kind of remember him. I think he had glasses, like a nerdy type, whatever like that. But he used to hang out with some new people and stuff like that. And I remember one specifically. He used to talk about a lot that it was really, really close, even outside of high school. I remember it was some black dude. I think he was bald or something like that. I don't remember. Like half bald. I don't remember. I just remember that he used to always call him by his last name. I think it was Homeless or Homeless, something like that. Wholeness? I don't know. But I didn't know this guy. Like, I've maybe only seen him one time, I think. I think I've only seen him one time in back in high school. And that was it. But he would, for some reason, he would also always talk shit about me, like him and that dude, like Danny and that dude. But I was thinking to myself, like, why is this dude talking? I don't even know him. He don't know me. Why is he talking shit about me? Like things like that. I didn't like. That pissed me off. Like, I don't know who this dude is, but yeah, you talking about me as if you know me. Like, where do you know me from? Like come on, really? So yeah, that's so I remember that, and I was like pissed off about that already. I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, or why is he bringing up my name? Why is he calling my name? Why is my name in his mouth? Whatever like that, because I don't know anything about him. I don't have any beef with him. At the time, I had beef with Danny and stuff like that. And I remember, was it after school? No, it was before school actually. No, actually this was before that. This was before that day. I think it was the day after. I mean, the day before, because this is the day of AIM, when we all had AIM and stuff like that. Miss AIM so much. I know I spoke about AIM already on here. Miss AIM a lot. But I was in like group chats we used to have and stuff like that on AIM, on AIM Messenger, and I had that chat with me. Well, we didn't. It wasn't a group chat. We just would talk separately. It was just us one on one. Me and my nephew with David and stuff like that. And I had told him the story. I mean, I told him the situation was going on and why that these people were talking shit about me, and stuff like that, and also talking about people within the group, our group, LBP and stuff like that. But it was mainly me. I told him it was mainly me. That for some reason, I told him I had beef with these people. I know what's up with them and stuff like that. And it was kind of getting annoying. And then this other dude, I don't know who the hell he is, named Wholeness or whatever like that, whatever his name is, was bringing up my name, calling my name and shit like that. So that's why I told David and stuff like that. And AIM, that was the day before, that led up to this. And so the end of the next day, actually, I just forgot to mention, yeah. Also, he said, yeah, don't worry, he's gonna confront him or whatever like that. And then he was also saying he was gonna beat him up. or whatever. So the next day, because I know I mentioned the first part, we used to cut school, school. I think we used to leave after seventh period, so we didn't stay till eighth period or whatever like that. That's the reason why I got left back, and many of them as well. But we used to hang out in Wendy's and stuff like that, and just wait for the rest of the group to come out of after eighth period and stuff like that. And we'll just like chill or whatever around the school, or go back to Wendy's and stuff like that, chill there for a little bit and eat and stuff like that. Then we'll all go home, you know. So we waited there like after seventh period. From what I remember, after seventh period, we no after seventh period we went to Wendy's and everything. That's where we chilled. We waited to eighth period because eighth period after eighth period is when everyone else gets out. That's when Danielle, the other crew got out and stuff like that. So we came back to school because we was of course waiting for everyone else, the rest of our crew, whatever, to come out so we can hang out with them a little bit and stuff like that. But also I told him I was like Dave. I used to just call him nephew. I was like nephew. They should be out soon, so I'm gonna look out for them. He said, yeah, he's look. I mean, I told him they're gonna come out. No, actually, I didn't say that. I told him they're gonna come out soon. I think they come this way, cause they usually take this route behind the school to go home and stuff like that. And he said, all right, no problem. He said, I'm gonna look out for them and stuff like that. So I remember exactly, well, vividly, I should say, what happened that day. I do, because we was on the side of the school, on the right side of the school. Let's say this is like I'm there, so this is my right. This is where the school is. You know what I'm saying, as when I was there, and everything like that. Like if I'm there right now, so the school's on the right side. So we was on the right side, and we was also all waiting there. It was by the baseball court. Yeah, it was around there. Cause we used to also by the way we used to always go to the baseball games and stuff because a lot of members in our group was part of the baseball team, so we used to just go after school and stuff like that and watch them play and stuff like that and just chill and whatever, all that stuff we used to do. So we that's why sometimes we usually be in that section. So we was waiting right there and everything like that, and he was waiting for him. I was waiting for him. I don't think he told the other ones. I guess. Well, but if I mean, once they would have saw him like go confront them or like hit them or whatever, they obviously everyone else would have jumped in. But it was just me and him that was the only ones that was focused set on watching, like looking out for them and stuff like that and all that shit. So I remember we was on the left side. I mean on the right side. Sorry, he was on the right side, and I saw him with that guy, homeless. What his damn name is. With him and the other dude with the glasses. I said like the nerdy looking one or whatever like that. I don't know how I remember all this stuff, but the reason why, of course, is because this is something like kind of like how you could say it, like I wouldn't even say dramatic, but this is I don't know something of like a significant of interest, whatever, however you want to say it. So that's why it's something that I remember vividly like that. So yeah, so they was on the opposite side, on the left side, and they just quickly sped off. Like they just sped off, like they walked fast or whatever like that, and just left. So they was on the opposite side of the street, but they was walking really quick, and they just left or whatever like that. So I was like, oh, like David, like nephew, like look, you see them over there, like, but look, they speed walking, like they were going mad fast, like they because they know what's up, like and whatever like that. I think he had called out to them, and after that they just ignored him. They just like he just sped off. He's like don't even worry about it. He's like he ain't gonna worry. Like don't even stress it or whatever like that. Because he says you already see that they're scared. They're scared or whatever. I remember he didn't say that. He said that it was pussy or whatever like that. So you don't worry about them and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. So like I told him you're right. I'm not gonna stress it or whatever like that. So I just left it at that because he's like he's not even worth it with them. Pretty much with those clowns or whatever and everything. Because he used to always that was the word he used to use a lot. Trying to remember the word he used to use a lot. Damn. Oh yeah, payados. He used to always call him that. Davis. He used to love saying that word. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good time, man. Yeah, miss talking to him. but anyways, so that's what happened with that situation, everything, and I remember after that old incident that day. I remember one time when I was talking to Yuki, because in the AIM and whatever, in group chat or whatever like that. And then he was talking about, because you know they became close friends or whatever. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how that be happened. Because I know I had to introduce him to Yuki, and all of a sudden they became close friends. But I remember, I don't know if he was in the group chat that day or something. Something happened or whatever. And that's when I mentioned it to him on AIM, like yeah, you talking like something I was talking about, like you talk all this shit or whatever, but you was scared and quickly sped off or whatever with your crew and stuff when you saw me and my nephew or whatever waiting for you and stuff like that. And I don't remember exactly what he said after that or whatever. I think he just stayed quiet or whatever on AIM or whatever, because it was through AIM for what I remember, and that was it. You know, so that was a little other piece I wanted to add on and everything like that, because I was really pissed off. You know, I was mad. I was mad because of that, of his friends spreading rumors about me and shit like that, and also with that dude, you know, the black ball headed dude talking shit about me when I don't even know him. He doesn't know me. So I was just mad. So I was really mad and everything like that. So that's why I told you know, my nephew about it and stuff like that. And that was it. You know, so like back then, you know, like we didn't play. And like I said, that's the old me that I miss, because I felt like after those years and stuff like that, I kind of like toned down. Like I just became more soft, and then I just became more feminine and stuff when I started hanging out with the amigos and stuff like that. You know, with Yuki, and then having a bunch of like other feminine dudes, and also a lot of females and all that stuff. And you know, like, and I thought to myself, like, what happened to me? Like, wasn't how I was. If anybody from that group or my nephew would have ever seen this, they would have been disappointed. Like I would have been like a disgrace or whatever like that. So I'm happy that I'm kind of, I guess you could say I'm still like, I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm not looking to beat people up or nothing like that, like how I used to. But you know, like, but I am more strict again, like I used to. I say a lot more strict now than back in high school days and stuff, like back in transit days, and and stuff like that. Definitely not them, you know, anymore. That's gone and everything like that. So you know, I just, when I always look back at that time and then looked at how I was before I became more of who I was back in high school, but it's more strict and more mature now than back then. Before that, I was just looking back and I was like, damn, what the hell happened to me? You know, that's not who I was. You know, how I used to be and stuff like that. You know, what happened to the old me? What happened to Kolao? That's my name. That's my nickname. Used to call me in high school and stuff like that. What happened to me? That was before I took on the name Platano and stuff like that. Um, Funny story, real quick, before I end this video. I'm not gonna be able to do the memories because the video is long enough. So I'm sorry about that, you know. But I didn't expect to talk as long. But like I said before in the first part, you guys see I can talk. You know, when it's something like when I have stories to tell, things that happen in my life, I can talk. I told you, like, if I was to talk about a lot more stuff or more in details about a lot of things that happened to me back in the past, whether it's high school, whatever like that, this video would be like an hour, like past an hour. Real quick with my nickname, how I got Platano is it was back when I first started my job at McDonald's and everything like that. And that McDonald's, oh man, I miss those days, man. I think that was back in what, 2012, 2013. I miss those days because like majority of the staff was like Dominican, so we all got along well. Like I was just happy, whatever, like that. It had that kind of vibes too, like almost like that high school vibes or whatever, like that. And I still always say this to this day, like after I graduated from high school, I remember that day crying and everything like that, crying and stuff to God or whatever, like damn, like I wish I can like, you know, like live in this like this year or whatever, this era or whatever forever, pretty much like that. And in a way, it's like I kind of got my wish granted from him because because all throughout my life I've always experienced something that kind of similar to stuff that happened back in high school. Or I meet a certain group of people that kind of was similar to ones back in high school and stuff like that. So it's kind of strange how that worked out and everything like that. So in the McDonald's, you know, with the group I had, it kind of felt like almost if I was back in LBP again, back from high school and stuff like that. Cause that's how a lot of them, they reminded me of people from the group and stuff like that. And it was fun, you know, like I had a lot of fun and everything like that. I was cool with everyone, it was like, well, majority I should say, because I had some beef that happened there a while. Maybe one day I could talk about that. Like I said, I have a ton of stories to tell. But most majority of them I got along with, of course, all the Dominican ones and stuff like that. And there was some others. I think it was like some like two Mexicans there. It was like two Indians and stuff like no Bengalis, Bangladesh from Bangladesh and stuff like that. But we was all close and everything like that. And I remember one time because I was going to take the exam because the manager, he wanted me, the store manager, he wanted to promote me to a kitchen manager. So I had to take the exam and everything like that to get my food safety license and stuff, which I do have, by the way. So it was easy. It was really easy. But he needed my password, my username and password to log in for do something with that test I was gonna take. So then I gave him my password, which was Platano, because that's what the password I used to always use a lot, and everything like that. And ever since then, that's when he started calling me that, and everyone there started calling me that, and that was my nickname. That became my nickname and stuff. And ever since then, I started using that as my new nickname. Ever since to this day, pretty much. So so that's a little story there when I was be like, "What's up, Platano here?" and stuff like that. You know, I remember I used to go by that name too for my old music, my artist name, whatever like that back then and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's a little story right there, a little fun fact and how I got the name and how I've been using it ever since and everything. So yeah, so Kolau was my first back in transit, back in high school days. They gave me that name from LVP, that group. And then after that was Platano from McDonald's and stuff like that, which I still use. Kolau I use sometimes, but not as much anymore as I use Platano, is the one I use the most. But yeah, that's that. But anyways, guys, so let me wrap this up because this video is long. So I'm sorry to talk this long, but I like it. I like doing this. I don't think the next one can be this long, honestly. So I'm definitely gonna cut it down and keep it to like at least maybe 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 the most. But yeah, but this one's long, so yeah. So bear with me. But you guys, I feel like you guys are gonna enjoy it, whatever, if you guys are watching me, because I heard from what I heard, a lot of people say I'm good at telling stories. I'm a good storyteller, whatever like that. That's what I've heard. You know, so but yeah, but like I said, these are all real things that happen to me. It's not even like these things I made up. But it's just the way I explain them and how I talk about them and stuff like that. It's really intriguing to a lot of people and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's a little bit about my life or whatever like that. And will I do it again? Talk about more personal stuff like I did today? I don't know. We'll see. This depends. But yeah. And am I trying to like throw people in the bus or whatever or like talk shit? Not really. I'm just going by what's the truth. What happened to me in the past, what these people have done to me for no reason. You know, I'm just telling them how it is. So whoever gets mad, they get mad. I don't care. You know, but I'm just telling the truth. I've always been like that. Always tell like it is. Always right down to the middle. Always been straightforward. Don't like to sugarcoat things. Don't like to baby things or whatever. Like that, baby people. I tell it straight. I tell how it is. You know, a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of friends I've lost in the past they were like that. A lot of grown men that act super sensitive and shit. They didn't like what I used to say, but I'm telling you the truth. This is things I see about what you do. I'm telling you how I see, you know, and things that used to annoy me with the things they do, you know, or they'll get annoyed with certain things I say, like, why are you acting like that? Like, why are you so sensitive, you know, stuff like that. So I'm just telling how it is. So whoever gets mad about it, whatever, like that, I don't care. But yeah, I'm just telling the truth. It's not lies. I'm not making these stuff up. These are things that happened to me, and I didn't do anything wrong, and I mean it. I'm not saying it to make it seem like I'm innocent. It's true. You know, I didn't do anything to these people. You know, they just stopped talking to me. But yeah, and that's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little storytelling, storytelling with Jowell. That's what it is, pretty much. And that's that. So I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. Actually, whatever. Anything else I missed, whatever. I'm not gonna say anything else. But anyways, so let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of this webisode and my little stories and everything like that you know whatever. I don't repeat that twice, but yeah. So as always, like, comment, all that good stuff. I definitely appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you guys next time for another webisode on the Jowell Show. Peace.